Film Addict. I'm your host, the Film Doctor. I was going to review what's coming soon in terms of like a children's movie, but I did that last week. So this is a horror movie that I came across. Not many trailers have been coming out with everything going on, but this one looks kind of scary. Haven't checked it out. This is the first time. So let's check out what's coming soon. This movie is called Alone, by the way, just to kind of clear it up. And I looked at maybe a couple of YouTube comments where they kind of compare it to Don't Breathe, which was a good movie, but I don't know what to expect. But like I said, the movie's called Alone. Let's check out what's coming soon. Looking at the date where it says like released on January 17th lets me kind of have the impression that it's going to be like an independent movie, or maybe it was already in theaters and released and now it's just coming out for sale. I've never heard of it. I never heard it come into theaters. So for me, I think it's an independent movie. So most independent movies, as you know, if you watch Film Addict, is I don't really necessarily think they're all that, but I have come across many that are good. So I don't really know how to fare, but in terms of looking at the trailer as a reaction, I think it's going to fare well as a movie, but I could be wrong. So let's talk about movies that are must-see. This movie is called Edge of Tomorrow, and it stars Tom Cruise. Now, looking at a majority of Tom Cruise movies, you think of like Top Gun and Mission Impossible. And so you don't really know too many other movies. Those are kind of his bigger hits, you know. There are a couple other ones, but this is kind of a movie that wasn't a bigger hit. It was like different than his usual because he kind of does some of the same kinds of films. You don't see him often inside of different roles. And so this was unique. If you've ever heard of the movie Groundhog Day, it's like a sci-fi Groundhog Day. It's one of my favorite movies. I have seen it. Realistically, I probably have watched this movie about 100 times. I give it an A. I think that, you know, if you're not someone that's into sci-fi, you're not going to enjoy this movie. If you're somebody that doesn't like Tom Cruise, which I know a lot of friends of mine that are like, I think the movie's terrible because Tom Cruise is in it. That doesn't make a movie terrible. I've seen movies with people I hate in it, and it's an okay movie. I hate John Cena, but all in all, I think I'm still going to watch that movie and enjoy it. So, you know, this movie is something that's different. It's something that's unique. You know, I want to say different. I want to say unique, but to say that it's a spinoff of like a Groundhog Day, the reason why I say it's unique and different is because it's not this whole same kind of concept. Like, you can do a comedy of a repeat, which would be Groundhog Day, and this is the sci-fi repeat of Groundhog Day, and I think that it's different because it has a different story, but that same kind of concept where the day repeats. So basically, he is an officer inside of the military, and he gets drafted to go into this war against these aliens, or whatever the case may be, that are attacking, and during his fight in there, which he's not kind of like a frontliner, he's kind of a behind-the-scenes officer, but while he's in there, he gets attacked by a monster where the monster gets his blood or goo on him, and that causes him to repeat the day. So he's going through this day, talking to this lady who had the ability to repeat the day and lost it, and so he's now has that ability to repeat the day, so he's kind of meeting with her and talking with her to try and figure out how he can help fix this problem as she was trying to. And so they have like a whole story and a whole background. I would say the ending is my least favorite part. You know, aside from the fact that it's a sci-fi, it's still a good movie, and I do enjoy like sci-fi movies. But I think that the ending was just not told well and not presented well. Now I did hear that they were going to do a second one. I've never heard anything back yet about the production of that or pre-production of that or that it got green lighted. But I was so excited when I heard that they were going to do a second one because I was like, maybe this one's going to be even better, because when they have a movie that's really good and they decide to do a sequel, many people say the sequels are bad, but for the most part, looking at like Tom Cruise movies, sequels are good. That's why I'm kind of excited to see Top Gun and how that fares out. There's not much else to say about this movie outside the plot and some of the things. I like the imagery and the special effects. I mean, the monsters in there were done very well, and the fight scenes were done very well. The jokes and comedy, I think that I enjoyed. For a sci-fi movie, when you are able to go in and watch a sci-fi movie, and some people aren't really sci-fi fanatics with aliens and that kind of jazz, but I think to have that kind of sci-fi movie where it's not sci-fi-ish, but it still has that comedy component, it definitely helps keep people hooked into watching because they're laughing and enjoying the action and imagery along the way. The acting is not something that I can say is outside of the norm. I mean, it's just a normal guy that plays a military soldier that goes into battle. And so I can't really think of anybody that stands out in terms of the performance or certain scenes for the acting. All in all, like I said, it's still a good movie. I recommend that people watch it and check it out and see what it's all about. It's called Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat or something. I don't know if that's subtitled towards it or whatnot, but in my opinion, it's a really good movie. If you love sci-fi, check it out. If you don't, I still recommend checking it out, seeing if you like it. Everybody that I've recommended it to has not hated it. And even if they dislike sci-fi, they were a little bit intrigued by it. Now, if you just completely hate sci-fi, then I don't recommend this. To me, that's why it's just a little difficult as the film doctor to kind of tell you what movies are good unless I break it down bit by bit. It's hard for me to kind of tell you what movies are good unless I break it down bit by bit because, you know, somebody might completely hate sci-fi movies, but if I break it down to something that's enjoyable, a lot of times you might check it out and then it doesn't mean that you'll grow to liking sci-fi movies, but it will mean that because I break it down bit by bit and it becomes intriguing to you, that you might have some interest and a love and appreciation when you actually see this movie. So please do check it out. But that's all I have for today. I know that these episodes of Film Addict aren't the usual episodes, but while we're inside of quarantine, you know, I'm going to try and do the best that I can to give to you guys a good show. So that's all I have for you guys today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit that bell button, email, whatever. You know, I'll take handwritten letters. You know, I don't even care. Smoke signals, whatever you want to do, I'm here for you. I want to hear what movies that you want me to review while I'm sitting in here in quarantine. I want to hear what movies you want me to review down the road. So please don't forget to comment. That's all I got for you guys, and this has been another exciting episode of Film Addict.